Cartoonish Israeli propaganda. Nico House has a video for it. He covers pretty much everything, and then I'm going to comment. But here are some of the top propaganda coming from genocidal Israel. It's almost like Israel hired the director or the production team that's not good. The production team that got an F in film school to produce their propaganda is certainly not some of the top talent in Hollywood as that they hired for the January 6th trial. But let's listen to this video, this hotspot that friend of the show Nico House put together about the topic. It's a pretty good video. Let's listen.
We've all heard the phrase, the first casualty of war is the truth. And Israel's attempt at this piss poor propaganda is the best example of this. Let's go ahead and look at some of what might go down in history as the goofiest attempts at propaganda that the world has ever seen. Here's a woman claiming she went inside Shifa Hospital and found out that Hamas is taking all the morphine and all the medicine, and she claimed she had to amputate a child. Well, her name is Hannah Abatul, and she's a digital content creator and a famous TV actress in Israel that was...
I don't understand. You are an actress and you create did you not think people would recognize you? It's not like you had some elaborate 18 disguise on, some Mission Impossible disguise on. You put a glasses on. I'm sorry, not glasses. You put a hijab on, and that's it. I don't. Amazing. But let's continue.
Taking all the morphine and all the medicine, and she claimed she had to amputate a child. Well, her name is Hannah Abatul, and she's a digital content creator and a famous TV actress in Israel that was paid to do this piss poor propaganda.
Terrible.
Did you hear about the Mein Kampf book? The Hitler-written book that Israel's President Herzog said that the idea found in a child's bedroom, translated in Arabic, and it was found in perfect condition. Oh, I should mention that he was using this as an excuse for Israel to bomb kids so that we would stop complaining about Israel bombing kids. Oh, but President Herzog came back with another hit. Here he claims that they found official Al-Qaeda and ISIS material on the dead body of a Hamas soldier, and that material was actually instructions on how to create chemical weapons to be used on Israelis. So we can start out with the fact that ISIS and Hamas do not get along at all, and this is a well-established, well-known fact in the region. But beyond that, not only does this material not teach anyone how to make chemical weapons, but it's a book. It's a book cover, which might do a great job of explaining why it's so perfectly laminated, despite them supposedly finding this material on the dead body of a Hamas soldier.
So Hamas soldiers are laminating book covers as their strategy now. This is cartoonish level propaganda. To me, it speaks, and I said this before, it speaks to the level of importance that they place on the Palestinian lives. They're saying, your life is so insignificant, I'm not even going to take the time to come up with something that's very convincing. And or it's the fact that they know that they have paid PR arms and all-out media that would go ahead and turn this into a real story.
Soldier. Once again, piss poor propaganda. Oh, so a few days ago, after Israel kept bombing ambulances and then the world kept condemning them for bombing ambulances, Israel suddenly releases a recording that said Hamas recorded themselves talking conveniently about using ambulances. Except everyone who speaks Arabic has said that this sounds nothing like how Arabic speakers actually talk. And the last time Israel tried to release a recording from Hamas, even Britain's state media Channel 4 concluded that it was a fabrication. And I mean, probably considering they went from having zero intelligence, supposedly, about what took place on October 7th, but all of a sudden, they're able to intercept communications from Hamas. Or we can take a look at the wildest conspiracy theory by Israel, where they claim that Hamas beheaded 40 babies, and even cooked some in an oven. And this is, of course, while they simultaneously claim that Hamas and some Palestinian civilians were responsible for some 1,400 Israeli deaths on October the 7th. And this is the propaganda that a lot of Israelis and Zionists have used to justify the brutality we have seen Israel committing in Gaza, except there was no evidence of Hamas cutting off a single head of a single baby. In fact, according to Israeli media, only one baby died. And that one child died out of what is now a reported amount of 1,100 people. And that's once again, according to Israeli media. That baby was from the Bay Area region, the same region where Israel was responsible for killing 112 Israelis because they were terrified that they wouldn't be able to get control over the region. So not only were there not 1,400 people who died, not only were there not 40 beheaded babies or 50 beheaded babies, but the one baby who died, Israel was responsible for killing, and at least 100 Israeli civilians were killed by Israel and not Hamas. And there's been no uproar over this. Their lies are so easily debunked, it's no wonder the entire world has turned against Israel and their Zionist compatriots.
Yeah, and I would absolutely concur that they're losing the public PR war. They're losing badly, like very badly. So to Nico's point, absolutely. Now to add to this, Caitlin Johnstone also tweeted this out. I just wanted to briefly bring it up here, and they're just insulting our intelligence at this point. If Israel's position were based on truth and morality, it wouldn't be churning out nonstop deluge of obvious lies. And as Caitlin Johnstone always does, she comes with some basic, great analysis with a little humor. We'll loosen to a little bit of this, matrix. But it fits perfectly with
They're just insulting segment. Our intelligence at this point. Notes from the edge of the narrative matrix. Americans, healthcare, please. U.S. government. Sorry, did you say billions of dollars for ethnic cleansing in the Middle East? Americans. No, healthcare. U.S. government. All right, you drive a hard bargain, but here's billions of dollars for ethnic cleansing in the Middle East. Here's a tip. The side that keeps having to come up with justifications and explanations for why it's fine and normal for them to be killing thousands of children and perpetrating ethnic cleansing is probably not the side that's in the right. There's a tweet of a video by Loki. Israeli President Isaac Herzog seeks to justify his mass killing of Palestinian children by holding up the book Mein Kampf and claiming it was found in a children's living room. Tweet by Caitlin. They're just insulting our intelligence at this point. Oh, I used to think it was bad for Israel to be massacring children by the thousands and bombing hospitals and shooting quadriplegics and children in hospital beds, but then Israel's president waved an Arabic translation of Mein Kampf in front of a camera, so now I think it's all good. If Israel's position were based on truth and morality, it wouldn't be churning out a nonstop deluge of demonstrable lies. No one believes anything Israel says anymore. You either know Israel lies constantly, or you know it but pretend you don't.
Right. That's
you know
the
how
United
narcissists
States
will do the most fucked up shit, and if anyone calls them out, they act all...
If you don't think the United States government, in particular the people in state government and the State Department doesn't know, like John Kirby and some of the other people don't know that Israel lies all the time, they absolutely know Israel lies all the time. They know that. So let's continue.
You know how narcissists will do the most fucked up shit, and if anyone calls them out, they act all wounded and victimized, like, oh, what, I'm the bad guy now? That's Israel and its supporters. Anyone who criticizes U.S.-sponsored military violence gets accused of supporting the other side by supporters of that military violence. If you opposed the Iraq invasion, you were a Saddam supporter. If you criticized U.S. proxy warfare in Ukraine, you were a Putin lover, etc. The argument is that criticizing the actions of the world's most powerful war machine means you support the side opposing that war machine. And because you're a treasonous monster who supports the other side, that means your criticisms should not be listened to. This happens with literally every single high-profile act of U.S. interventionism. Literally every single one, without a single solitary exception. What this means in effect is that all criticism of the world's most powerful war machine is considered unacceptable and gets stomped down. Those who are calling you a Hamas lover and a terrorist supporter today are telling you that nobody should ever criticize any US sponsored act of military aggression because they're using the exact same tactic that is literally always used to stomp out all US sponsored acts of military aggression. What they are really saying when they call you a Hamas supporter is shut up, be silent, never criticize US warmongering.
Yeah, because when you criticize them on Ukraine, you're a Russian, you're a Putin supporter. Any criticism, you're a Saddam supporter, you're a Gaddafi supporter. Never have any ability to engage on the facts.